Good morning, welcome back to another episode of TNTV. I'm your host Billy, coach of the Nottingham Forest Curse, and today we're here with our ICP Season 2 Week 5 battle up against Hayes, coach of the New Orleans Noiverns. Now, Hayes is a new coach to the ICP this season, so I'd really appreciate it. I'm sure he would as well if you went and checked him out. Check out their link in the description down below, as well as all the other coaches in the ICP. They're currently sat at a 2-2 record, which I think is very good considering this is the first season in the ICP. I don't really know their history of Wi-Fi. I don't know how experienced they are or anything like that, but they are doing well this season. Have watched their battles and they do seem like a competent battler. So definitely got to keep our guard up this week. They do have a terrifying team, and you can see the 6 over there, what they're already bringing. Pretty much the 6 I was expected. There's nothing there that I'm shocked by, and there's nothing that hasn't come that I'm shocked isn't coming. If you want to see the full matchup as to what they could have brought and what we could have brought, make sure to go follow us on Twitter, #TeamNotsTV. There, not only have we got the full matchup, but we've also got all of our sets, where I tease them every single Thursday and Friday before the game. We tease all the sets, show you what we're bringing and what their role is each week. Only other thing I want to say before we get right on into this battle is we're in the CGT, as you may have seen, but we're in the CGT. We got invited into the COG Experiment tournament, which is being run by Mats.aka.Slackin. That's right, Aquarius gave him permission to do something with the CGT, which is kind of a shock to all of us, but you know, we all love Matt. So yeah, also in the description will be a link to the COG channel. Go subscribe there. Every battle is going to be live commentated over by other great people. Our first game went up last week. Up against it went up against Razorclaw, who commented over that. It was Aquarius and Slackin actually. They commented over that. It was a really phenomenal battle. We brought sand. We had a Gigolith and Excadrill. So yeah, go check that out. Without further ado, let's get into this battle. Right, so as we go into it, first thing we've got to rate or comment on is Hayes' character and his card. Phenomenal job. He's done a great job there. I think I'd give that card a solid 10. Is it a 10 out of 10 card? It's at least a 9 out of 10. I don't know if it's 10 out of 10. I'd have to study a bit more. But as you can see, Hayes does lead with the Zapdos, which is kind of what I expected. The way I saw this anyway, I didn't see Milotic leading. That's the only kind of thing that went against leading Lycanroc here. So we do lead Lycanroc, which is choice fucking banded this week. Tough Claws choice banded. I've got no reason here to not click Stone Edge's only potential switch in would be the Milotic, and if it's max HP, max defense, leftovers, then we will 2-hit KO it. If it's Flame Orb, which we can see is, unfortunately, we don't. This is the set I was most scared of for Milotic. It's very difficult for me to break a very physically defensive Flame Orb Milotic, because even it's still very good on the special side, specially defensive. So things like Freeze Drive from Arctivish and Aurora still don't do that much. Now here I'm actually calculating, I'm checking to see can we take it out. I don't know exactly because of the rolls that we got. I think we got a high roll. Before the Flame Orb pops, we do about 50 to 60% with the Stone Edge. If he is max HP, max defense, Stone Edge into a non-Flame Orb boosted Milotic, into a Flame Orb boosted Milotic doesn't 2-hit KO. I'd need 2 very high max rolls, so I wasn't playing with that there. Even though the recover was obvious, there was no point in me risking it. I felt Lycanroc is too good this game. So I do go into my bag vault freely, as they do click recover as predicted or as expected. Now I do not expect them to go into Excadrill this early. So I do just click the Volt Switch, expecting them to switch out again, not anticipating Excadrill to come into block my Volt Switch. I did expect the Gigolith to come in here, because Gigolith with the sand obviously gets a very high special defense. As the sand does give it a special defense boost. So I did debate, well, by debate I mean I thought for a second, should I get my webs up here? But then I was looking at the match and I was thinking, webs really aren't that great this game. I'd rather just get the initiative here, and if I click webs as they go into Gigolith, that's 3 rocks for them, and I don't want rocks up this game. I don't want to get chipped down. I have got boots on my Vikavolt and I've got boots on my Aurorus, but Arctivish is not boots, Arctivish is leftovers, so ideally I don't want to be taking rock chip every time that thing comes in. So I do just click the Volt Switch, and here we go on into the, who do I go into? I think I go back in, yeah I do. I go back into Ulfa here, the Lycanroc, because again I'm like, he ain't got a switch in. Now that the sand is up, if Milotic wants to come in and take this Choice Banded, Tough Claws boosted Close Combat, he's then also going to take Flame Orb Chip and Sand Chip. So it's possible I could 2-hit KO the Milotic with Close Combat here. So, and I don't think they're going to go into Zapdos. I don't think they're going to go into a Zapdos on my potential Lycanroc. So I do just click Close Combat. And look at that fucking damage. Look at that fucking damage. So we do a good chunk, right? We do a good chunk with Close Combat, obviously. It's not 2-hit KO there. But with the Flame Orb, well, the burn damage and the sand damage, I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, I think that's in range. I think that's in range. Either way, they're either probably going to click Recover here. And this is now at a point I'm willing to take this roll. I'm willing to risk this roll. Because to me, I have to get rid of Milotic. Our H-Slash this week is a sub-Swords Dance set. And Milotic really kind of doesn't stop it so much because it's with EV, so our Scold from a Milotic doesn't break the sub. So I take the risk, and as you can see there, it fucking paid off. Like I said, I need that Milotic gone for our H-Slash to be able to clean up in the end game. The only other thing really that's kind of blocking our H-Slash at the moment is the Zapdos, so we're going to have to get that chipped down or kind of got rid of. Now, because we took out the Milotic, unfortunately the Sand is up, and this does get him into his Excadrill, which is a bit of a problem. Now, predicting either an EQ or an Iron Head, which Vikavolt is 1, immune to the EQ, and 2, resist the Iron Head. I'm going to do that. I don't expect him to go for a rock type move here. He knows I'm locked into close combat. There's no shot he's going to risk he's going to risk anything here with his Excadrill. This is clearly, in my opinion, I think it's going to be his win con this game. As he does go for the Iron Head, which is safe play. It means that if I did go into my Levitator, then he is going to get some kind of damage. So Iron Head plus Sand Chip chips us down a little bit, but we see he's not Life Orb. I do see from the damage that he's Adamant. So he's Adamant, not Life Orb, and he's not Banded. So I'm not entirely sure what his item could be here. Is he, as I'm like, okay, he's not going to be able to KO me here. That's what I'm trying to say. Rock Slide doesn't KO my Vikavolt from this range, even Adamant. We live it. So I believe this turn, I think I just clicked Roost because I want to scout. I want to waste some turns of Sand. I think this was this his last turn of Sand before? Yeah, I think this is his last turn of Sand, unless Gigalith is Smooth Rock, which I don't think it will be, simply because I have the ability to change the weather. As he actually reveals Rock Blast, which is actually really annoying for me. The reason Rock Blast is really annoying is because, I haven't said yet. If you'd seen on Twitter, then you'd know. But our Arctivish is actually sub this week. We've actually brought a sub Arctivish, and Rock Blast is really annoying because obviously that can potentially break our sub and still carry on hitting us, which is not what we want. So we do still like the Sand there, as you can see, and we click the Roost. Again, I now know that this thing isn't banded or anything, so I've got no reason here to not go into Siren the Quagsire. So you may have noticed from the first couple of weeks, as Quagsire was named Windle. Windle wasn't really doing it for us, so we had to make a change. We got rid of Windle. Windle took a step back. Windle was aware that he wasn't quite up to the job this season, and so we brought in his cousin Siren. Siren has been phenomenal. Has actually, as you can see, just chewed up that Rock Blast, no problem for an Excadrill. Now, this is, in my opinion, a great position for us to be in because he doesn't have the best switch-ins to to Quagsire, other than oh, sorry, Milotic's dead. Let me just take that off the thing. There we go. He doesn't have the best switch-ins to Quagsire. The only real switch-in is Latias. So predicting that, I'm going to click Toxic, because getting a Toxic off on this Latias is fantastic. We need it at about 50 to 60%. For H-Slash Shadow Sneak to KO without Swords Dance up. So neutral Shadow Sneak will do about 50 to 60% to this Latias, providing it's not that bulky. So we get the Toxic off on the Latias, which is fantastic. Now here I'm just going to go into Mainspring. Vikavolt, like I said, Webs aren't doing too much for us this game, so I don't see the need to keep it around. And then I don't really have the best switch-ins to Latias. If he wants to click like Spect Energy Ball, I don't want to go into Aurorus. Even though Aurorus is very specially defensive, it's not really taking a Spect Energy Ball too well. And he does just drop a Draco Meteor. If this is Spect, we are fucking dead. If it's Life Orb, we are dead. But we see that it's not either Life Orb or Specs. I think it turned out to be... Well, I didn't know what it was at the time, obviously. Scarf. It's Scarf damage. Turns out it's not Scarf, it actually turned out to be Wide Classes, but in my mind I'm thinking, okay, this is possibly Choice Scarf from that damage. like Timid Choice Scarf, that roll was within Timid Choice Scarf range. And I'm thinking there's no point really sacking Viper Bolt here. They're now at -2, so I can get a free switch into something. Not free switch, but I can get a pretty good switch in. So I'm just going to go into my Scather here, the Auroras, because I know I can shoot any -2 hit from a Latias, absolutely no problem. Now, let's just have a look, see how we do here whilst we're waiting for that to catch up with us. I'm going to drink from my tree. Oh, look at that fucking mug, how great is that? Anyway. There we go, we're caught up. Let's put that down. Alright, yeah, we fucking chew that. Okay, so, Auroras. What is he switching to an Auroras? He's got Excadrill, which doesn't want to take a freeze dry. Weavile doesn't want to take any hit whatsoever because it's a Weavile. Latias certainly don't want to take a freeze dry, and Zapdos don't want to take a freeze dry. He's only got one switch in. He's one switch in, being Gigalith. Now I debated here, doubling out into Hern, but that's just going to get him the sand because he'll go into Gigalith, he'll get the sand, I'll go into Arctivish, and I'm not going to have my speed boost. I'll still outspeed the Gigalith, but I won't outspeed, say, Weavile or anything else. But we are packing the manual hail on this thing, so because I knew this situation would happen. I knew if he brought the 6 I was expecting, his only switch into this would be Gigalith, and by predicting that, going for the manual hail, Gigalith loses its Spadef boost, and he can't revenge me with with Excadrill if I do end up getting into my Arctivish. Here I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to get on my Veil because I've got guaranteed hail this turn. He's got no way of resetting the sand this turn prior to me getting up my hail again. So like if he was manual sand, then I'm going to go first. My Veil's going up. And with the Veil up, I know I can live any hit, as he does show the body press. Now look how much damage this does through Veil. That does a lot of damage, and that is, I know it's 4 times super effective hit, but this Gigalith turned out to be like max HP, a little bit of defense, but mostly Spadef and like careful nature. So that's not an invested body press there, but that's through Veil. So that does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. So and to me, I'm not giving up my hail here. Hail's looking so good this game, so I'm actually going to go hard into my my Arctivish because I can take a body press through hail. It's not through the Veil. Sorry, it's not 4 times super effective. It's only super effective, which means my Arctivish can take it pretty nicely. He actually goes for the EQ, so he must have. I think he was predicting us to go into H-slash there to take the body press. It actually crits me through the Veil, which is a little bit unfortunate because, like I said, this Arctivish is substitute. This is a substitute Arctivish. Oh, this set. I was so excited for this game purely for this set. So let's have a look. You ready for these moves? Which, of course, like I already said, followed us on Twitter. You'd already know what it is. So we're sub, manual hail, Fishes Random, freeze dry. The whole plan for this was actually to stall out the Milotic and to chip the Milotic down with this thing to kind of break it. But in the end, Milotic's gone down, so it's going to have to do something else. Now he actually goes into the Zapdos, which is fantastic for me because if I'd have gone for Fish, I mean, he doesn't have a switching to Arctivish at this point, does he? Especially in the hail. Because if I'd have gone for Fisher's Wren there, it does 2-hit KO, and provided we don't get the static, then we'll just KO it afterwards. But he pivots out into Zapdos as we get up the sub, and this is fantastic. What a situation this is for us to be in. We do click Freeze Dry. I knew there was a chance he could just switch out to Gigalith and get his sand back up, but here's the thing, I've still got Veil, and I've got manual hail on this thing, so I can just set my hail again. Go into Gigalith, it's fine. As long as this thing isn't Rock Blast as well to break my sub, then then we're doing absolutely fine here. So we'll go for the Freeze Dry. Obviously this is going to do absolutely nothing to the Gigalith, but it's chipping it down. That's the main thing. It's chipping it down. I do believe this thing is now in range of my H-Slash with the Sacred Sword or Secret Sword. What is it? I think it's Sacred Sword. Secret Sword is the Keldeo one, right? That's the special one. So yeah, Sacred Sword. But yeah, this is a phenomenal position for us to be in. We've got the sub up. He's gone into his Gigalith. We've still got Veil. I think one turn of Veil it just showed us there. I'm just gonna click fucking hail again here. I'm gonna get on my hail because again, Arctivish in this position is just so strong behind a substitute. Like I said, providing he's not Rock Blast and gets so many hits, there's a good chance that he's not going to KO me this turn. Is what I'm trying to say. But it turns out he's fucking Rock Blast and he gets 1 hit. Obviously, ready? He gets a 2nd hit. Okay, sub's still there, and he only gets 2 hits, and our sub is intact. Let's look at this matchup. So Excadrill dies to a Fisher Rend. Gigalith now dies to a Fisher's Rend. Weavile, we have enough attack to Oko a Weavile, a no HP Weavile with Fisher's Rend. Lati, I think, dies to a Freeze Strike from the range it's at. And Zapdos doesn't take 2 hits. It doesn't take a Fisher's Rend or a Freeze Strike. So we are in a fantastic position here. We've now got 4 more turns of Hail because we reset it last turn, which is what's great about setting manual weather. You get to reset your clock every time. As he does switch out again, back out into the Zapdos, which is fantastic. I know I clicked Fisher's Rend this turn, so there's a chance I'm going to get paralyzed. But as long as I don't get paralyzed, I'm just going to Fisher's Rend into Fisher's Rend because it will take out the Zapdos. I guess the static. Guess the bloody static. Guess the fucking static. And what this means now is that the Zapdos can just break my sub because even though we're going to get the speed boost from Hail, being paralyzed brings us back to neutral basically. So really unfortunate that Para is really unfortunate, but I do think we got a little bit lucky with the Rock Blast roll. The fact he only got 2, I think even then it was still a roll to break my sub. So is what it is really. We'll go for the Fisher Rend because I had no reason not to. Now I was, you know what I mean, I was already paralyzed. I didn't have to worry about a static power from a Zapdos because he already fucking got it. So we're going to take up the Zapdos with the Fisher Rend, and we lost the sub. So luckily we do still have a few turns of Hail. But the only thing we can outspeed now is Gigalith. I think even let's get rid of the Zapdos on the thing actually. The I think Mainspring's still alive. Spoilers. Mainspring doesn't make it to the end. Where was I? Oh yeah, the only thing we're going to outspeed now, even with the Hail up because of the paralysis, is the Gigalith. And even in the sand, we should still outspeed the Gigalith unless it's very speedy. A paralyzed Arctovich will still outspeed Gigalith without the Hail boost, but you know, he's thinking about it here. Just going to the Gigalith, Excadrill, because like I said, it now outspeeds us because of that paralysis. If it didn't outspeed us, he'd have been forced to go into his Gigalith there to get rid of our Hail. That would have got us another KO because we'd have clicked Fisher's Rend and KO'd something. But unfortunately, got the power. That's what it is. So it goes into the Gigalith. Now we go into Vikavolt, into Mainspring to take the Rock Blast, and it's not living. So down goes the Vikavolt. Let's do that. There we go. Right. Now then. If I go into my Lycanroc here and click Close Combat, I get a KO because nothing lives a close combat at this point. Latias does, but with Toxic and with Hail, it's in range of 2 close combats. But for whatever reason, I go into Quagsire here. Now, there was a reason for this at the time. Looking back, I think I could have gone into Lycanroc, and Lycanroc would have been a fantastic... It'd have been a fantastic spot if I went to Lycanroc here, but in my head, I remember, in my head, the Latias is scarfed. I'm thinking this is a scarfed Latias, so I've got no reason to not click Scald because I'm just going to chip it down and keep chipping it down. This Latias, if it's scarfed, it's just going to click offensive moves, and I can pivot around that, and that's not a problem. As he actually goes into the Gigalith because he's like, fuck this sand, Hail. I want to get sand up. I want to get things chipped down. I want to get into my Excadrill and I'll start fucking breaking stuff. So in comes the Gigalith, as we did click Scald, which is risky. We got, he got the 30% static power. Are we going to get the Scald burn? You fucking bet we are. We get the Scald burn. As you can see, that Scald was not a 2-hit KO on Gigalith, which means it was very specially defensive. So yeah, thanks to the Scald burn and the burn damage, it's now in range of another Scald. Which is absolutely fine by me. Do I just click Scald again here? I think I do. Pretty sure I just click Scald again here. I don't know what I'm calcing. I'm obviously calcing something here because it's just a plain screen, so I don't know what I'm doing. I think I was just double checking that this was specially defensive, and I don't know. I just click. Please tell me I just click Scald again here. No? What am I doing here then? I do just click Scald. Alright, that's one way to waste your fucking clock, isn't it? As he does just switch out. I think that's what I was looking at. I think I was looking to see if I could pull a double there or something, or not a double, but if I could just switch out there. But in the end I decided I'm not risking it. I'm just going to click Scald. Again, chip on this Latias is fantastic because it's now 100%, no matter what set it is, it's in range of Aegislash, so I've got no reason to stay in here with Quagsire. Quagsire is doing a fantastic job at blocking the Excadrill and the Gigalith. And I also need it for Weavile because Weavile is a problem. I haven't really mentioned, but switching into Weavile, I don't really do. The combination, like my steel type is weak to ghost, is weak to dark. Sorry, so I can't do that. I can't do that, and it resists my shadow sneak. So I think I need to be at like plus. I think +2. No, not +2. I don't even know what I need to be actually. No, I'm not having a look. Here I'm kind of like I don't know what to do. I need to sack something, and I was debating: do I sack my Auroras or do I sack my Arctivish? Now the reason I sacked Auroras here is, let me explain. Get rid of the sand is phenomenal here, right? I've got to get rid of the sand. By getting rid of the sand and sacking Auroras, I then get to go into my Aegislash. As unfortunately he clicks recover, which kind of like puts a bit of a damper on my plan, a little bit, at least I thought I did, but luckily thanks to the Hail chip, and thanks to a couple of rounds of Toxic and a couple of rounds of Hail, this thing's back in range of Aegislash's Shadow Sneak. So, here's the plan. Go into Auroras, get rid of the sand, sack it to the Lati, because when the Lati KOs Auroras, especially with the fucking Draco, this here is best case scenario, because now this Lati is at -2, -2, right? -2 Lati is on the field. I'm positive it's timid because it's got to be max speed timid to speed tie my Lycanroc. Hail. Toxic, now at -50%. It's in range of Aegislash. Let's get rid of Auroras. There is no way, in my mind, no way this guy's going to risk staying in. And even if he does, even if he's Shadow Ball, yeah? Even if he stays in his Shadow Ball, it's faster than me. So I can just go into my Aegislash here, I can click sub. And his Shadow Ball at -2 in shield form is doing less than 25%. Less than 25%, which means my Aegislash can then Swords Dance after the following turn and then sub and blah blah. But he does switch. He switches. As I get a free substitute here, he goes into his Gigalith and he sets the sand, which is fine by me. Absolutely fine by me. I've lost my Hail. He's about to lose his sand. I think I'm happy. I think that exchange is better for me. As Aegislash clicks, fucking substitute. Let's go with this stuff. Aegislash click substitute. Obviously we outspeed this Gigalith and we're just going to click the fucking Sacred Sword here. I think for a second I was like, oh, should I Swords Dance it? No, that's fucking stupid. Just click Sacred Sword here. Take out the Gigalith, because what that means now is sand will be gone after a few more turns, and I've still got Aegislash behind a sub. Now Aegislash behind a sub gets another KO, right? Because I've already said Gigalith it's not surviving this turn. Let's give it to Gigalith. Gigalith is dead. All he's got left is Excadrill, Weavile, and Lati. Weavile can break my sub with a knockoff, but I will kill it with Sacred Sword. Excadrill can break my sub with a EQ, but I'll kill it with a Sacred Sword. And Lati will die to a Shadow Sneak, so I'll keep my sub. So he's forced to either go into Excadrill here or Weavile. So it comes down to which one is more important for his endgame. Now, if he sacks the Excadrill and goes into Weavile, then the range of health that Lati is at, and I don't care what range of health Weavile is at, is they are both dying to a Choice Banded Rock from my Lycanroc. So, in my opinion, he makes the correct play here, and he decides to sack his Weavile, because Weavile has no endgame here, not with the Choice Banded Rock, Lycanroc in the back. Actually, the reason I clicked on almost went to Swords Dance there is because I went to click King's Shield, only to realise I don't fucking have King's Shield. As he clicks the knockoff, obviously to break my sub. Makes absolute sense as I just go for a Sacred Sword and obviously take out the Weavile. Even if it's Focus Sash, the sand is up, so it'll die to the sand. So that's a dead Weavile. That is what's that? That's 2 kills for Excadrill. This is the kill leader of the league. Excadrill is the Excadrill. Aegislash is the kill leader of the ICP so far this season. It's currently now, after that exchange, at 13 kills. 13 kills after 5 games, and it didn't even hit the field in week 4. This thing is broken. This thing is, in my opinion, I think it's the best Pokemon in Draft League. 100%, I'm convinced now. I'm convinced this is the best Pokemon in Draft League. If you need more convincing and you want to see some other kind of sets of Aegislash, check out our week 3 battle against Trexo, and also check out our CGT week 2 game, because Aegislash puts in work there. It really does. So I cycle my Arctivish here. I've got no reason to keep it around. At this point, I've got no hail. He's paralysed. It can't outspeed anything. So we sack it off. Go on out into the Quagsire. Good old Siren here. Going to Quagsire. We know that I know for a fact he's probably most likely going to go out is Latiasia, and I'm debating here. Do I make a double? Do I double into Lycanroc? Because if he goes into Lati here, I don't really switch into it too well. I'd have to not sack, but I'd probably have to go into Age Slash, and I don't really want to go in hard. So I pull the double. I pulled the trigger because I'm like, he's definitely going into Lati. He's going into Lati. He does go into Lati. He fucking goes into Lati as I pull the double into the Lycanroc. Now here's the thing: if we are both max, if Lati is max speed, which I fully expect it to be, it dies. Sorry, no, we speed tie. We speed tie. If it's max speed, we speed tie. Which means I can't like lock into Stone Edge or whatever. I'm just gonna go for the Excel Rock because it's guaranteed faster. And if it's not like max HP and quite a bit of Fizz Death, then it's also going to die to this Excel Rock. So we click the Excel Rock, down goes the Lati, and all he's got left is the Excadrill. So let's take off Lati off the thing. There we go. All he's got left is the fucking Excadrill. I could stay in here and get some chip off on it and then just go into Quagsire. But I decided in the end I'm just going to go into Quagsire because the way I see this, how this game's going to play out, it's going to be a 2-0 win in my favour, right? And I felt like Lycanroc deserved to get the last kill. I didn't want to sack off. Oh, you're dead as well. I didn't want to go into Lycanroc. I didn't want to stay with Lycanroc, go into Quagsire, Scold, not burn it, get potentially 2-hit KO by EQ. I don't know. I decided in the end, go into my Quagsire, get off a Scold, live a couple hits, and then die. As you can see, we don't get the burn. If we got the burn there, then I'd have gone out into Age Slash because I don't think we'd have been 2-hit KO'd if it was burned with Age Slash, which is kind of crazy. And then I could have potentially preserved and got a 3-0 win. But as you can see, he's just going to click EQ here and take out Siren, who did the job. Siren absolutely 100% did their job this game. Their job was to kind of put a damper on Excadrill, slow it down, which it did. And then eventually, here we go, Lycanroc's just going to come in and we outspeed this Excadrill. Unless it's been, well, it's not. We know it's not Choice Scarf because we've seen it switched up moves. So I know 100% this is game. Lycanroc's just going to click Close Combat and claim another KO. And down goes the Excadrill. So that is going to be a 2-0 win to Nottingham Forest Curse this week. Again, fantastic game to Hayes. Really nice guy. We had a nice chat after the game, post game. I think I always appreciate when you can have a nice chat with your opponent post game, discuss plays and how the game went, etc. I always appreciate that, and Hayes definitely provided that for me. So yeah, GG to Hayes again. Go make sure to check them out. Like I said before, they are new to the ICP, so yeah, I think we'd all really appreciate it if you showed the support over to our new coaches. So yeah, thanks for checking us out. Again, make sure to go check out the CGT channel, see how we're getting on over there. And next week we go up against, I don't know, I haven't checked. I normally check that kind of thing, but yeah, that's it really. I've got nothing else to say. Thank you again so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will see you all in week 6. Yeah, cheerio.